Okay, I wanted to do a couple of demos of the 2.1 homework graphing part of the assignment. A couple of little things on that I thought I should point out, demonstrate how to do those. And so I've got three here lined up. The first one, of course, as you can see there, is for the equation y equals x squared minus 2, create a table of at least 3 ordered pairs that are solutions to the equation, and then graph the equation. Well, all right, they want 3, but of course, as I suggested in earlier videos, I would definitely at least go with 5 values, and maybe even more if necessary there. So let me just get this one written down here. This one is y equals x squared minus 2. And so my suggestion there was, yeah, let's do a table, x, y, t table, and it has over here -2, 0, and +2. Yeah, those are good points, but I would also suggest to get a clear picture of what. Let's do at least -2 to +2, the integers there, and see what happens. All right, so if x is -2, then we have y equals -2 squared minus 2, which of course -2 squared is +4, minus the 2 will give us a +2, so we have -2, +2. Y is -1. I'll do a little bit of math here. -1 squared, +1, minus the 2, that's going to give us a -1. Also y value. A little bit easier now for the 0 and the positive. 0 squared minus 2, what do you got there? That'd be 0 minus 2 is -2. +1, so we have 1 minus 1 squared minus 2, 1 minus 2 again, so that's also -1. And then last but not least, we have y equals x is 2, so we have 2 squared minus 2, so that's 4 minus 2. So again, we're back at y is 2. All right, and so let's just go ahead over here on my work and show that those points on the graph here. Just draw a quick little sketch of a little graph. All right, so we've got -2 to +2, and then we've also got +2 up here. All right, so -2 and +2, -1. Oh, we go down here to -2 as well. So -1 is -1, and 0 we're at -2, and then +1 we're at -1, and then +2 we're at +2 again. Okay, and so we see there a little bit of the graph. We connect those kind of in a smooth pattern here. I'm seeing the graph, something roughly speaking looks like that. All right, so let's try to get this entered in here on our homework, MyMathLab homework. So I'm going to come over here. I've got -2, so I'm going to enter in my +2 there. At 0, I'm at -2, so I'm going to put that in. And then at +2, I'm also y value +2. And let's see how we did. All right, so that's all good. So moving on to the next, they want us to graph this. Get rid of that. All right, and so one of the main things on using the MyMathLab graphing axis over here is you'll see here on this palette, I think they call it, we have lots of options. We need to choose the best option that fits the graph, and so that's why I went ahead and graphed it over here on the left. I can see that out of, we've got a line, then a V, then kind of a U shape, then an up and down circle, and shading, and so forth. We'll learn more about all of these as we go along, but for right now I can see that, yeah, it's this U shape, and so I'm going to click on it, and once I'm click on it, you can see that it does want a 3-point deal, and so that's what they've given us to check out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these 3 points, -2, +2. So at -2, +2, I'm going to click there, and then at 0, -2, I'm going to come over to it, and then +2, +2, click on it, and I missed that, so let's try again. Try again. -2, +2, click on the U shape there, -2, +2, 0, -2, and then +2, +2 as well, and then we'll check and see how we did. All right. Good deal. So on to the next one. Okay, so number 2, I've got an absolute value equation here. Let me just get a new page for us. All right, so we're going to graph y equals the absolute value of x minus 9. And so again, since we don't know just a whole lot about it, let's go ahead and first of all compute. They may want these, they may not, but let's go ahead and compute -2 to +2, the integer x values again, and see what those tell us a little bit here. So if I've got x is -2, I've got -2 minus 9, the absolute value. Well, that's the absolute value of -11, and as we know, the absolute value of -11 is +11. So we're going to go +11 there. Next, we've got x is -1, so -1 minus 9, absolute value of that. Well, that's the absolute value of -10, which is +10. And then 0, 1, and 2 here. The absolute value of 0 minus 9, absolute value of -9, which is +9. X is 1. Well, we have the absolute value of 1 minus 9, the absolute value of -8, which is +8. And then also 2. So we have the absolute value of -7, which is +7. Now, what I'm noticing over here on my MyMathLab homework is it also wants me to compute -5, so let's go ahead and do that. Y equals, so that would be the absolute value of -5 minus 9. Okay, so that's the absolute value of -14, which is +14. Okay, all right, so let's enter that and see what else they want over here. Okay, all right, so they want us to also do +9. So let's do that. So that'd be the absolute value of 9 minus 9. Hey, that's easy. That's absolute value of 0. That's 0. Okay. So we have 0, 9, 0. Yep, okay. And then 12. So if we plug in 12 for our function there, we've got the absolute value of 12 minus 9. That is the absolute value of 3, which is 3. Okay. All right, now for the graph. Let's see here. Let me get rid of this. Okay. All right, so we've got quite a few points here. Let's see if we can tell anything about this graph here. Got quite a range of values. So let me get enough room here. All right, what do we got? Negative, we got a negative 5. All right, so negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 5. And then we go all the way out to 12 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So at negative 5, I'm at 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Negative 5, 14. And let's see, we've also got some up here. Got negative 2, 11, and negative 1, 10. Just graphing all these just to kind of get a nice idea of what this thing really looks like, since we don't know a whole lot about this right now. We'll know a lot more later on. So it was negative 2, positive 11. Negative 1 was positive 10. Get these a little nicer here. Negative 5, I'm at 14. All right, 0, I'm at 9. 1, I'm at 8. 2, I'm at 7. So you can kind of see here, those are lining up pretty nicely. Got negative 5, 14, then I got the 9, 0. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So there's 9, 0. And then at 12, I'm at 3. All right. Well, what I can see happening there is, yeah, these over here, the negative side of x, yeah, those are all, looks like a straight line. Matter of fact, it goes in straight line until I get to that 9, 0 point. Then it looks like, well, something happens and we're going back upwards here. And maybe one more value to see that it does turn there at the 9. If you do the 10, the value 10 for x, that gives us y equals the absolute value of 10 minus 9, which is 1. So we have 10, 1. Yeah, that's headed back straight line out that way. So we have this V shape. We have a V shape. All right, let me get the 12 value that it wants here. Let's see, 12, we got to put in 3. Check answer, okay. All right. Good there. All right, so what we've established is, yeah, we've got a V shape. So over here on our choices, we need to graph a V shape. So I'm going to select the V shape there. Now, in particular for the graph here, this V shape, what they'll want, first of all, is you need to put where the V happens, where the turning point, the vertex, whatever you want to call it. They'll want you to put that point in first. And so we've established it's at this 9, 9, 0 point. And so over here, when we do our V shape, we're going to put that point in 9, 0. And you might want to enlarge it, but to get it just right, because it is a little tricky there. All right. Got it there. And then it wants you to just go to one of the other points, 12, 3. Let's see if we can get 12, 3 in. Maybe not. Real tricky here. 9, 0. All right, let's see if I did get that in there. Correct. All right. Okay, so there's our number 2. And so last but not least, let me try number 3 here with you. All right, we got an x cubed minus 7. Y equals x cubed minus 7. Get a new page here. All right, same deal. They've got -1 to +2. I'm going to go ahead and do -2 to +2. I think more points better. All right. We got -2 all the way out to +2. All right, so if x is -2, we'll have y equals -2 cubed minus 7. See, -2 cubed is -2 times -2 times -2 is -8. So that gives me a -8 minus 7, which is -15. -1, so it'd be -1 cubed minus 7. So that is -1 minus 7. That's -8. 0. We get a few easier ones now. 0 cubed minus 7 is 0 minus 7, which is -7. And then 1 cubed minus 7 is 1 minus 7, so that's -6. And then 2 cubed minus 7 for x is 2, so that'll be 8 minus 7, so we get a positive value out of that one, +1. And just go ahead and sketch that those points here. On a little bit of a graph, so we'll know what it is we're shooting for here. Let's see, move those off. So I've got a -2, -15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and -15. So -2, -15. We've got -1 is -8. So there's -2, -4, -6, -8. So at -1, I'm at -8. What is it? 0, -7. Right there. 1, -6. Should be right there. And then 2, only +1 I had. All right. So if we connect the dots here, got a little bit of a curve like this. All right. And so let's get our values put in here on our homework. Let's see, what was, let me go back here. -1, -8. And 0 was -7. +1 was -6. And +2 was 1. Okay? All right. Got that part all done. All right. Let's see. go. All right, now, turns out that this one, this shape right here, doesn't really look like anything maybe on our palette over here, but actually it is going to be one of these right next to the U shape, between the circle and the U shape. It's a cubic. As you can tell there, we have a cubic equation, so this is telling me it's a cubic tool. So I'm going to want one of those right here. And we're going to need 4 points, and that's why they've given us the table here with 4 points. So let's just put those in. -1 is -8. 0 is -7. I think I messed it up. All right. -1, -8. Sure got that thing selected. Yeah. 0, -7. And then 1 is -6. And last but not least, 2 is +1, and I think I messed it up. Okay, try it again. All right, 1, -7, 1, -8, -1, -8, 0, negatives. Yeah. All right, 1, -8, -1, -8. Zero, -7. I tell you what, let's enlarge this out and see what we got. All right, -1, -8. 0, -7. 1 is -6, and then 2 is +1. There we go. And let's check it. All right, there we go. Okay, so hopefully that'll give you a little bit of help there on graphing those.